So once you've logged into the system, you should go under your profile and you should make sure that your agent website is what's listed here. If not, if somebody scans the QR code on the postcard, it's just going to go to the company page. Okay. Now, see this tab right up here, right next to personal info? It's called automated marketing. This is your friend. Okay. So again, you log in to Real Estate Halo, you go to profile, you go to the automated marketing tab, and you'll notice that as of January 3rd of this year, we've automated all this stuff. Okay. You'll notice the status is set to just listed and just sold. The default quantity of postcards is 25. And these are the designs. If you want to do more than 25 mailers, you can change the quantity right there. So let me tell you when this happens. Most agents just leave it at 25. They know it's company paid. They don't mess with it. If you get a big listing, $750,000 house or bigger, $500,000 house or bigger. If you get a large listing and you're willing to pay $1.06 per additional postcard, before you put the property on the MLS, you would log into Real Estate Halo, you would change your quantity to 100. You would scroll down here and you would hit save. Now remember, when you do that, once you receive your email that says your order was processed, you need to log back into Real Estate Halo and change it back to 25 because it's software. So if you've set your preferences that I want 100 to go out every time you have a listing, every time you have a sold, we're going to send out 100. But the company's only paying for the first 25. So eventually those other 75 cards will be deducted from your commission check. So again, you have the power to log into Real Estate Halo under your profile, go under automated marketing, change your quantity. But if you do that, the first 25 will be paid by company. The other additional cards will eventually come out of a commission check or go on your AR. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is the contact screen. So once we do the integration with SkySlope, this is going to start filling up, right? Your contact screen will automatically start coming in to Real Estate Halo. It is really important in SkySlope to make sure that you put in the client's name correctly, the client's phone number correctly, the client's email correctly. No one's going to try to take your clients, but as long as it's accurate inside of SkySlope, it'll come into Real Estate Halo, your real estate CRM, automatically, and then you'll be able to see your clients on your phone, click on the phone number and call them. Click on the email address and email them. It'll just make your life easier. So as you're putting your transactions inside of real estate, inside of SkySlope, make sure you put them in there accurately. Once SkySlope integration's done, this is going to start filling up. Okay. In the meanwhile, and again, most real estate agents don't like to do this, but you can use this as a CRM. So you could put in your first name of a person, a last name of a person, an email, phone number, hit create a contact. You could put in there their prospect or a past client. And you could actually schedule like a task. Like I left them a voicemail. I need to remember to call them back next Tuesday. You can use Real Estate Halo as a CRM where you can keep your contacts in here. You can log a call. You can schedule a task. You can schedule a reminder to call them on their anniversary of their closings. You can use this system right now, But once we plug into SkySoap, a lot of data is going to come in here automatically because pretty much every real estate agent I ever spoke to said they hate putting in data into a CRM. So we're trying to make it as automatic for you as possible. The next button here I'm going to talk about is the just listed, just sold button. So again, I'm still logged in as Michelle at Century 21 Professionals. So you'll notice up here that there's 3 radial buttons. So you'll notice that these previous listings, no order was ever placed for those. So back in 2024, the agent didn't ask the OA, or maybe the OA did not send us the email with the house photo and the address. These 3 listings were never processed. Okay. So they show up in there as available to order. Now, if you go under past orders, you'll be able to see all of your past orders. So it'll show you what's automatically went out for you. Now, if you're still one of the agents, and very rare do, but if you're one of the agents that actually walk neighborhoods, you can actually look the distribution list right here and see exactly who we mailed to. So there's no hidden, nothing hidden, right? You can also go download your PDF. It will put it on your computer. You can open it up and you can see what it looked like when it went out, front and back of the card. So all of this is available under the just listed, just sold button. Now, sometimes, and not very often, but sometimes somebody will create an MLS with no house photos. If a listing is listed in the MLS with no house photos, 0 house photos, it'll fail the order. Now, Michelle doesn't have any failed orders, but it'll fail the order, and then the order will be available to order. So in other words, it will not go out without a house photo. So if you know that you put a property on the MLS without any photos, it's going to get stuck under the just listed, just sold button. You can go under here and see available to orders. You can click on the place button order, and you'll have to scroll down to the bottom, and you'll have to upload a house photo. Once you upload the house photo, you can press next, and it'll process your order. So for the most part, a lot of orders don't fail. Most real estate agents upload a house photos when they upload it to the list MLS service. It's also really important to remember to put your best photo as photo number 1. Okay? Really important. Now, if you represented the buyer, so if you were a buyer's agent, you found the client to buy a property, those are not automatically processed, right? So if Karen was the listing agent, we would get that data feed from the MLS. We would automatically send out just listed for Karen. We'd automatically send out just sold for Karen. However, if Carol was the buyer agent, it would not come through as the MLS as Carol was the buyer's agent. So in those cases, you need to be really nice to your OAs, because your OAs can log in as you. They can go onto this button right here and hit place an order. They have to type in the address of the property that was sold. They have to pick the design. They have to upload the house photo, and you're not supposed to use the same house photo that's on the MLS. So hopefully you took a picture of it, or you downloaded the picture from the MLS and modified it so that you're not in, violation there. But your OAs will actually go in and place the orders inside of Real Estate Halo on your behalf when you represent the buyer. So again, this is a really big benefit as an agent of the professionals organization, Century 21 Professionals, Global Banker Professionals, to have this kind of support, right? To have an automated system like this, to have a real estate CRM for no cost to you out of pocket, right? To have these 25 just listed, just sold going out automatically,
Right.
and for the OAs to go in and place the orders for you when you represent the buyer. So
Interesting.
this is really, for the most part, what I wanted to cover. Okay. Now there's one more thing that I think we should cover under the automated marketing tab. So again, in the neighborhood of rinse and repeat, you log into Real Estate Halo, you go to your profile, you go to the automated marketing tab, and you'll notice that Michelle has 9385 selected as her design.
Oh,
Michelle probably did not choose this design. So when we turned them all on an automated fashion, we had to pick a default design. So odds are your design is the same. If you want to change your design in your automated marketing tab, you can do that. You just pick on design options. There's a couple different choices. You can pick the different design that you like, hit select, and then remember to scroll down to the bottom and hit save. You can also change the design that just sold, scroll down to the bottom and hit save. Once you save your preferences in the automated marketing tab, that's the design that will always be used in the data from the MLS coming into Real Estate Halo from MoxieWorks. All right, so we've covered just listed, just sold, automated. You guys know that you can change your quantities. The first 25 is paid by the company. Additional cards would be paid by you, eventually through an AR commission deduct. Uh, just listed, just sold is where you see your designs that went out. You can download your PDFs. You can post those on social media. Recommend doing that. Download the PDF, turn it into a JPEG, post it on your social media. Just listed property, just sold. And the you can also, your OAs are going to be placing your orders manually for you when you are the buyer's agent, you represent the buyer. The last thing I'm going to show you, and again, I'm going to show it to you in less than 3 minutes, is you also have a very powerful marketing store. Okay. Now, the nice thing that's inside of the marketing store is when you think about things that we can automate, like we can automate just listed, we can automate just sold, we can automatically pull your contacts in from SkySlope, put them inside Real Estate Halo, your CRM. We can automatically stage available to orders for you. There's a lot of things that we can do automatically. However, if you wanted to do a direct mailing piece, maybe you wanted to target a direct mailer to an apartment complex, or maybe you wanted to do an every door direct mail, which mails to everybody who lives on that carrier route. It's a little bit less postage. If you wanted to do an email blast, or if you wanted to buy a client follow-up program, which is really our roots for 50 years, nobody's better at client follow-up than we are. If you wanted to enroll your clients in a client follow-up program, you can do that inside the marketing store. You will have easier ways to order once SkySlope goes live. But for right now, if you wanted to place these 3, 5, 7 year programs, set it, forget it, where we do everything for you automatically for 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years, including postcards, emails, videos, annual calendars to go on the refrigerators. If you want to use any of these programs or anything else, you would go into the marketing store. So with that being said, I'm going to close out the marketing store. I'm going to go back to the main screen. I'm actually going to log out of Michelle. And if you bear with me just 1 second, I want to log in as a CB Pro agent. The reason I'm doing that is I want to show you the designs there. All right. So we've actually logged into Michelle Sumter as account. And you'll also notice that Michelle has the right website on her profile. So those QR codes will go to this website.
That's right.
You'll also know under the automated marketing tab that these are set for just listed, just sold. It's the same date that we turned it all automatically. We've been monitoring it for a couple months before we wanted to do the agent training, just to make sure that all the bugs were worked out of it. She's set for 25, which is the company paid portion, right? And these are the designs she's chosen. So she's chosen one of these two designs for the just listed. And then she's chosen one of these designs for the just sold. So if she gets a postcard and the confirmation card at the office, she doesn't like that design, wants to pick the other side design, she would do that under her profile under the automated marketing tab. Then we're going to go back down here under just listed, just sold. So you'll notice that all of these available to orders are from a long time ago, right? So there was a just sold for Michelle back in December that the postcards were never sent out on. So maybe the OA didn't send us that information. But you'll notice that if we go to past orders, all of the recent orders have all processed automatically. And again, you can download the PDF if you'd like. This is the design that Mary's using. And then this is the distribution list that we mailed to. All right. So now it's time for those people who have heard enough of Kurt King and they got it, they understand it, they're good. You can hang up now. Anybody that wants to stay on and answer questions, I'm your guy. Yes. Okay. So let me see here. You guys are so polite. You don't want to just unmute and ask questions, but I see there's a couple in chat. So Patrick asked a question. If we input our personal cell phone number in Real Estate Halo, will that be the only contact number on the postcards? And the answer is no. I believe there's like rules in National Association of Realtors that we have to have the office phone number on there. But if you have your cell phone on there, please have your cell phone. You know, we're integrating more and more with texting, and we're integrating more and more campaigns with Twilio. So please put your cell phone in there under your profile. But your cell phone will be the first number on the card. The office number will be the number below it. But I believe, and again, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that we have to have the office number on there. There's another question from, Patrick too. Can we do payment via credit card instead of deduct? Okay, so in the past, yes. So before, I mean, probably in January and February, if you were those very few agents that were buying additional cards, we were charging your credit card. After today, no, not anymore. So, and we do these automated campaigns for a lot of real estate companies. And once we turn them on automatically, we don't want to be charging credit cards for individual agents. We just can't do it. The whole goal of an automated campaign is that you can change your quantity that you want under your automated marketing tab. And we just bill everything to corporate, right? It's actually a big blessing to work for a real estate brokerage that does commission deduct, right? It allows you to have a little bit of flexibility, but no, we're not doing credit cards for additional cards anymore. Not for the automated marketing. Now, if you represented the buyer, okay? If you represented the buyer and your OA is going to place the order, so your OA is going to go under just listed, just sold, and they're going to place an order because you represented the buyer. I believe that you can put in a credit card in here for that one-off order. But for the 25 automatic just listed, just sold from the MLS feed, no, you won't be able to use credit card anymore. If you buy anything in the marketing store, you can still use a credit card. I think we only have maybe a handful of credit card, or we only have a handful of companies that are real estate brokerages that have the credit card turned off for everything, where everything is commission deduct through the company. But the marketing store for you guys is still credit card. Okay, can we give you a direct mailing list opposed to doing a geographic search? Okay, so that's a good question. You can do that if you're placing an order manually. So if you go here under the just listed, just sold, and you wanted to place an order, down at the bottom, you can choose to upload a list right there. And you can actually download the template from us. You have to really have the names, download the template right here. You'd have to put the names, addresses, everything in the template the way it's downloaded. And then you could upload it, and you could use for manually placed orders, you could use an uploaded list. If you have a mailing list, let's say 400 people that you want to mail to every month, you can do that in the marketing store. So you can upload a list, you can create a design, you can put in a credit card, and you can mail it through the marketing store. And then you can log back in next month and send it out again to the same people or upload a different list. So the marketing store actually has a lot of capabilities where you can actually say, I only want to mail to people who've lived in their house at least 10 years, that only makes $200,000 a year or more, that live in a $500,000 house or more. And you can build your list in here. You can also upload list in marketing store. But for the automatic just listed, just sold, you won't be able to upload a list. But if you're placing an order under the just listed, just sold tab, or if you're placing a order for like when you represented the buyer, you would be able to upload a list. Okay. We got more questions over here in chat. Okay, so this is a good question. So I noticed some of the just listed, just sold mailers had lenders and title companies on them. Okay. Must we have them? So there's arrangements between, Coldwell Banker Professionals, Century 21 Professionals, with those title companies and those mortgage lenders to share in the mailing cost, right? It allows a mortgage company to have a little bit of branding on a postcard. It allows a title company to have a little bit of branding on the postcard. And it allows your company to offer you free, just listed, just sold at a reasonable cost, right? Because again, it's company paid. So I don't know if it could be removed. I'm gonna probably steer you back to your own management team to check on that. I will tell you this though, if we did remove the title companies and the mortgage companies, then we would be billing the entire cost of the postcards back to the company, and you might have to pay for some of those 25. Hopefully, I said that in a polite, politically correct response. In Michigan, we have to either in the office number or address. Okay. All right. I'm I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that we don't have to have the phone number as long as we have the address. Anyway, somebody at corporate, Sherry or Jeremy or somebody, follow up with me afterwards because like we don't like want to put the broker's branch phone number on there. Um, like it's not required according to our system. But the company's paying for the mailer. So if the customer tries to call your cell phone and you don't answer, and then they would call the office, maybe the company wants the office phone numbers on there. But anyway, I'm not sure. We'll have to take that offline. Okay. Are we able to opt out of certain listings so that neighbors do not receive just listed postcards? Okay. Um, Technically, yes, right? So you could, if you went under your profile and you went in your automated marketing tab and you changed this to 0 before you put the property on the MLS and you scroll down and hit save, when that address comes over from the MLS, our system will say that Brian doesn't want any postcards going out. So it won't send out the just listed. But if you don't remember to go back in and put 25 in there, then the next listing that comes in or the next sold that comes in, like we're not sending out the cards. So if you don't want any just listed, just sold cards going out, you would log into automated marketing tab, put in a 0, go down to the bottom and hit save. And that's how you would do that. But again, if you don't remember to go back in and reset it and put 25 back in there and go down and hit save, like you can't call us like, oh, I forgot to put in the 25 and I put a listing on and you didn't just send the listing out. Like, don't call us. You're going to have to go to your OA and you're going to have to ask your OA. You're going to have to tell your OA, I changed it to 0. I forgot to change it back to 25. Dear OA, can you please go in and place my just listed for the 25 or can you place my just sold for the 25? Your OAs will have to do it just like they do it when you represent the buyer. Okay. All right. You guys are very polite. All the questions are pretty much in chat. Um, if anybody wants to just unmute and ask me questions, I'm still here. Well, I'm going to stop recording.